Hey guys, welcome to the most undervalued crypto channel on YouTube. My name is Daryl and this is Future Proof. In this channel, I teach you guys how to invest into cryptocurrencies, how to save your buying power, and most importantly, how to be profitable in this space. In addition to that, I teach you how to save your capital so that you don't have to deal with this at this moment. And let's take a look at the market, guys, because obviously things do not look good. And that is definitely something that I've already warned you guys in my past two videos, one 6 days ago, where I warned you guys that the Evergrande was such a black swan event. In addition to that, all the other negative news that we had come into the crypto space, such as China banning all cryptocurrencies once again, and the IMF previously dumping Bitcoin on the rise since El Salvador made Bitcoin legal tender. So I have a very interesting video for you guys today. I'm going to just be touching back up on what I've said in my past videos and how things are evolving now. And we can see that the entire market is down 4%. And guys, keep in mind, we're going to go on Bitcoin. We're going to talk about this, but understand, in this channel, we don't predict movement. We just try to analyze the probabilities. I'm not a psychic. I don't predict what is going to happen. I'm just very experienced in the space since I've been in it for a while. And I've seen the up and down of Bitcoin, and I've seen the sideways actions for Bitcoin, and I've seen the bull bear traps for Bitcoin, and that's the only reason I'm able to notice these while all the other YouTubers are failing to notice them because they are way too optimistic in this market. But regardless, I still believe in the long-term outlook of cryptocurrencies and how it is going to change the world and our lives. With that said, I want you to also understand that these markets are being moved by human emotions. Okay, human emotions. That's why we look at fear and greed. And you have to use at least some sort of psychology to understand the direction the market may go. And I'm not saying will go, may go, because this is all about probabilities. Okay, the reason I came out and told you guys we're about to dump is the probabilities that we dump compared to the probabilities that we pump are big difference right now. And let's take a look at Bitcoin and what we're seeing right now, guys. I know I was 100% right about the movement, but that doesn't mean I'm really happy about this because I feel bad for a lot of people out there that are getting wrecked at the moment. Obviously, because they are way too optimistic, they are buying the dip carelessly. A lot of them are new to the space, not understanding market cycles and market trends. On top of that, you need to understand that the trend is your friend until the end, and if the trend reverses, you must reverse with the trend, which is why a lot of people, I've got a lot of great comments. And what I like about these comments on my last video is that they actually had some good contents to it. And I tried my best to answer all these questions. But one thing I need you guys to understand is one of the comments I've been getting is, I was bullish a few days ago. Why didn't I switch bearish? And I'm going to say this again. I am very flexible in this space. I'm a trader. Okay. And being flexible means to acknowledge when a trend has changed and to change with the trend, because in 2017 the fundamentals and the use case for Bitcoin were still very high, yet we dumped tremendously, and that is because the trend reversed and a lot of people were still holding to the hopes that we were going to keep going to the moon. But you guys need to understand what goes up must come down. So in this video, I'm going to be looking at these indicators I said and how it's playing out so far. And we're also going to be looking at Ethereum more, because last video was mostly about Bitcoin. I'm going to be sharing with you guys some levels I'm looking forward to enter back into Ethereum. Ethereum is one of the coins I have the most faith in and most hope, because I do think that even if Bitcoin goes down, I think Ethereum, this cycle would probably be the first to bounce because of all the use case and the deflationary properties of Ethereum now with the EIP 1559 upgrade that has taken place a few months ago. All right, so let's get straight to it. If you appreciate that I take my time to make this video and bring this valuable information to you, you know what to do. Click the like button, subscribe to the channel, click the bell notification, and share this video with your friends so they don't get wrecked right now in the space. But truly, guys, if you're had been buying this dip and you're feeling the pain right now, this should be a lesson to you to learn to just not blindly follow anyone. That's including me, because we're all human beings and we're all due to make mistakes. But the sad thing is we still see most people in the space and on YouTube and Twitter are too optimistic in the market and they're too bullish, which is why this is playing out to be the best bull trap. All right. So in my past video, I have noted to you guys that we're having the same head and shoulder pattern that we had before this dump in March and May right here, that dropped us down a significant amount. And we had this bounce. So on this channel, we called all of these being bull traps right here. And we also called the bottom of BTC. And the reason we called the bottom of BTC were above is one, we broke above the 200 EMA, and two, on this Bitcoin chart, we had a golden cross at the same time. And I did get a comment, someone doesn't believe in golden crosses. It really doesn't matter what you believe in. I like to use what has worked for me to teach you guys. Hopefully it can work for you. It's like I said, it's all a game of probability, and these golden and death crosses, what they do is it shows you the probability of it going higher or going lower. And to note, we also had this death cross here, right here, and look how it's literally similar to exactly where we had it. You see how we had this dump and we bounced back off, but we had the death cross right here. We had this dump, we bounced back off, and we had this death cross right here, right between the head and the right shoulder. So with that said, you need to understand the probability that we repeat this pattern here and that drops us way below, which is why in the last video I did, I also showed you how I grabbed. So I literally went here, grabbed the bar pattern, right, from this area here down to this bottom that we have right here, and copied it, basically dragging it here, and we could see how similarly this thing is playing out. And what this shows me is that the probability of these whales manipulating the price similarly to they did before would actually drop us back down to 19,000. And that would be the same previous all-time high for BTC that we had in 2017, which I found to be extremely interesting, and I found this to be more than a coincidence. Okay, and this is why I came here and I shared with you. So my patrons already knew this way before, ever since like last week, early last week, when we had the first, I would say when we had the first dump from Evergrande. And this is something you need to be prepared for and understand. This is not the first time Bitcoin has done something like this. We've done the same exact thing in 2017, where we had this blow up top, we came down, we retested, had a bearish test, which was the trap, and then came back down. We pumped again, which is another trap, and came back down. So understand that there are also, we are not out of all the traps right now. There are potential for more traps currently that's going to happen. I can give you guys a little idea on how this may happen, right? So a very important thing that I also want to point out is this 200 EMA on the daily. You see how in the previous trying to break back above, we got rejected by this level. And this is a very strong indicator of strength in the market. And right now we broke under it, and again, we broke under it once again. So this makes me extremely bearish at the moment, which is why I am mostly out of the market in stable coins. I had some question on where to put your stable coins. I know that Voyager doesn't work for everywhere in the world. But I'm also aware that basically I think Bybit is doing like 12% or something on USDT. And if you're interested in that, I don't recommend at all to go leverage trading on Bybit. But it could be a good option to literally just store some of your USDC so you can get interest. I mean USDT so you can get interest while everything is going down. Because on Voyager we're getting 9%. So yeah, on USDC. So with that said, right, I do believe that the price of Bitcoin could go down to 29,000 and have another dead cat bounce, which would be another trap potentially. Being in that area would be a great double bottom reversal, but it could also be a trap that we go down to 29 and then bounce and get rejected by 35,000, and then go lower. That is highly a possibility. And I just want you guys to be aware of that. And you can see on the EMA ribbon as well, we had the long signal hits here when we were going higher. And for the first time since this whole rise, we have the short signal telling us that we're going to go lower. And let's see something very similar happen here, where we had the short signals that we're going to crash. And if you guys are still holding some coins, I don't think it's too late yet. It depends on the coin. I don't think it's too late yet to take your profits, because I do think that we're about to see some much more bloody price action. And guys, I truly feel horrible for a lot of the newbies that are about to witness this reckoning of coins. And one of the things that saddens me most about it is the fact that a lot of these people are going to leave the space out of fear and out of anger, and they are going to miss the ride up. Okay, there is still going to be a ride up. I don't believe that this is the end of crypto. If anything, I know that the fundamentals are stronger than ever right now. So right now, I do believe that this is just pure manipulation, and that a lot of people are staying on the sideline getting ready to buy the biggest Bitcoin dip. And I'm assuming that they would literally be scooping up with both hands at 20,000. I would be scooping up with both hands at 20,000. I really doubt that we will go below 20,000. So with that said, that's just my view, not financial advice. But if some of you that listened and some of you that know that I've been very accurate in a lot of these calls, congratulations for getting out at the top of this crash. All right. With that said, for Bitcoin, I do need to, before going to Ethereum, show you guys something that's also going to drag us down. And I know a lot of people don't like to believe the fact that we are still correlated with the stock market, but I'm sorry to say we are still correlated, highly correlated with the stock market. I'm going to bring this on the 4-hour, and what you can see is the S&P 500 here had dumped during the COVID dump, and it has been climbing nonstop, making all-time highs this entire time. I know this is a crypto channel, but sometimes it is very important to look at how the overall market is doing, because this Evergrande fiasco is actually affecting a lot in the stock market as well. But what I want to show you here is a pattern in the S&P 500 that people are not noticing. And is if you go way back, you can notice that we have these climbs, but we also have a correction. It's because, guys, new money can't come in if we don't have a correction, and buyers will get exhausted. Okay, and that's why you have reversals, and that's why you have dips, and that's why you have new buyers and fresh money coming in and buying the dip. And you can see the S&P has been rising, and we tanked here, and then as we continue to rise again, the COVID dump happened and we tanked. But what to notice now is this trend line. We tank every time we break this trend line. It's like a major rising wedge. Once again, we've been finding major support on this red line, and we tanked and went lower. In addition to that, if you're looking at this on the 4-hour on the EMA ribbon, you can see first we found support on the 200 EMA and bounce. This was a dead cat bounce. What's actually also astonishing to look at is how similar this is playing out to BTC, also having a head and shoulder like pattern here. I want to show you guys. So we have the first shoulder here, We have the head here, and now this is potentially going to be the other shoulder, which is most likely going to drop us lower. This entire time is in this video, we're going to also talk about the psychology behind all of this. This entire time, you have to understand the market are being artificially pumped by stimulus checks and money that the government has been printing. And now, the stimmies are over. So a lot of people now, they're taking their risk off the table. So if we break this level for the S&P, we most likely will see the S&P go down. To what level? You may ask. I don't know, because who knows? The government may come out and say, hey, we're going to print more money, and this thing starts running again. So with that said, it's something to keep in mind. And what I mean by that is that one of the strongest charts, which is the S&P 500, if it's also tanking, what do you think is going to happen to cryptocurrencies? Okay, people are taking their money out of the table because they're trying to minimize their losses. So, which is what I've been recommending in the past videos. So right now, you need to understand that if the market, the stock market, the S&P, the Dow, check out the Dow, guys. This doesn't look good at all. This is Dow Jones Industrial. It's like, this doesn't look good at all, right? Not only did we break this trend as well, but we got below the 200 EMA, and we're literally trying to go sideways and getting rejected every time. So obviously, things just do not look good overall. Well, now let's take a look at Ethereum, and I want to share with you guys what I see for Ethereum real quick. For Ether, we know that Ether has a major use case, everything in DeFi. And in the past, I've showed you guys, I called the golden cross on Ether, and this is when me and my Patreon got back into Ethereum. We had a rise in this red box, which I told you that we were going to come in very quickly, which we did. There was no resistance between these two levels. What I don't like for Ether is that we also had a double top, and the second top was lower than the previous top, and that has pushed us down. We were meant to hold support here at this box, which we're holding very well. But as you end, we're about to go on another run, right? But then all the manipulation came in and dumped us. So it's very important to understand this. Right now, it is not anyone's fault. It is not your fault if you miss this. This is just pure crypto manipulation, and this is how the space is. And it's very important to always adapt to it and be prepared for anything and having stop losses in place. Right now, what I see is that Ethereum had a falling wedge, which tends to break to the upside. And as it did, it got rejected being a fake out. And right now, we're back in this green box that I've had for a while here. And it has been showing as a great buy area. So when I have them in green, they're buy areas. But this, I don't think will hold much longer, just because we have tested it once, twice, third time, and now fourth time. Most likely now we're about to break it today or tomorrow. And what will that do? It will push the price of Ethereum back down to 2,400, which I think is also a good buy zone. If you're looking to accumulate Ethereum long term, you can get some Ethereum here, but I also want to point out the possibility that Ethereum comes back down to $2,000. Okay, very, very, very likely that we come back down to $2,000 and form a major double bottom from there, to potentially have a reversal. So let's kind of like, after looking at Ethereum, we also need to look at Ethereum on the moving averages, to look for depth crosses, which it had a depth cross as well. What I advise you guys, if you're holding a coin right now, just go in the trading view and look if it had a depth cross. If they have a depth cross, it's not good at all. Most likely you're going to go down. And what you can see here is we had this depth cross, and Ethereum tried to pump, but we got rejected by the 50 moving average, and it's pushing us back down. And until we have a golden cross like we had back here, I would not signal going in back onto Ethereum. With that said, a lot of coins are having depth crosses now, but I'm not going to get into all of them. Even some of my favorite coins like ADA. I know ADA was supposed to have a pump, and there was a lot of news, but because I saw this depth cross, I actually sold majority of my ADA, waiting to buy lower, because I'm a trader. That's the game. You gotta know when to get out instead of holding these bags down and not having capital to buy back in at lower prices. it's actually ridiculous. Aave as well had a def cross right here. We can see that a couple other coins, guys, had major def crosses. Even Dot just had a def cross. And I did get out of my Dot position as well because I already draw these from my Patreons. The possibility of Dot going back to $20 and the possibility of Dot going back to retest $12. I would be buying Dot with both of my hands if that happens. I'm a strong long-term believer in Dot. I didn't sell all my Dot, but I sold majority of it because I do want to accumulate more at the bottom. Okay, and look at this def cross, and this just happened. This is a very recent def cross. So for Dot, if we break this level of this double bottom right here, this is when Dot is going to start tanking. Okay, so very important. If you're still holding this and you've seen this video before this happened, I would take my profits off the table because this doesn't look good. Okay, there's a lot of coins that don't look good right now, and some coins are also holding better, but like Luna, me and my Patreon, we bought Luna under like $6 and we climbed it all the way to like $40. But right now Luna's looking very strong. Yes, and it avoided a def cross here, but this is very scary. It's very tight. It made a lower high, and this also looks to me like another head and shoulder pattern, potentially bringing back Luna down. If Luna comes down, I'm looking at this level of $17 to buy back in, and it could have potential support at $21. Like I said, I feel horrible for people getting caught up in these and listening to other people telling you to buy the dip blindly. Don't ever blindly buy the dip. And I would never tell you blindly buy the dip. When I told you guys 5 videos ago, buy the dip, don't be a bitch, and it was a good dip to buy, and we moved up. Right now, I'm not telling you to buy the dip because I'm more aware of the situation, and I'm aware that the situation is not a buy the dip scenario. All right. So, with that said, last thing I need to touch up, but with that said, also there are some coins that are looking amazing. Like I don't know why OMG is looking so great. But we most likely may see this thing come back down, but it's actually holding very strong. ICX, it was also holding very strong just because they have a lot of news coming out. But regardless, if we're looking at the total market cap of all altcoins, excluding Bitcoin, you can see the bigger picture is that altcoins are about to bleed. And my call with the Patreons, I had told them that to get out of most of the altcoins before on this retest, because what we saw is we had a double top, okay, and we had the golden cross down here, and we had a def cross right here, okay, we had a def cross right here. This is not good for altcoins, and as you can see, when we went to tested, we got rejected, and we're getting rejected by the 200 EMA. So I don't know why people say they don't trust the 200 or 50. These are some of the best indicators you can use so you can understand market movements and what the trend is, because they guide you to the trend. As you can see, we're going up, we're getting supported by the 50 EMA the whole way up until we broke it right here, and that switched, and now we're getting rejected because it's just like it helped us as support, and now when we're under it, it's going to serve us as a major resistance. So that's very important for you guys to understand. And the chart is very similar on the total market cap of all crypto together, and you can see double top, def cross, most likely going to drop the whole crypto market back to 1.4 trillion. All right. And this is when this happened is when I would be potentially looking for a re-entry in this market, but understand that there are potential possibility that we can go lower. But I do believe long term on this space, and I do believe that we will overcome what is to happen. And if you're smart, what I would advise doing is literally keep an eye on the market. Do not get discouraged, because that's what the whale wants. They want you to lose hope. They want you to give up. They want your anger to get the best of you so that you can get out. Yes, I'm telling you guys, not financial advice, but it's best to take some chips out of the table But understand that when this market reverses, it is going to reverse very quickly, and it's going to leave a lot of people that lost hope behind, and you're going to hate yourself for selling, which is why I'm telling you guys, you can sell, take profit, but always keep an eye on the market and keep an eye on these indicators that I'm sharing with you guys today. All right, guys, this is all that I have for you guys today. I hope that you guys enjoyed my video. I hope you found some valuable information on this video. Once again, don't get wrecked out there. Understand, put your ego down. Understand it's better sometimes to take a smaller loss than a bigger loss. The market looks bloody right now. You should have probably sold when I made my last video and when we were having that small dead cat bounce. But for now, we can see that overall BTC is literally this close to start free falling. Okay, and I know it's scary. And if you guys are holding and staking and you're in this game for the long term, by all means hold. Okay, I'm in this channel to help a lot of the new, young people that want to make life-changing money to get in and to understand how to properly trade these markets. And a lot of you guys have just been working hard and dollar cost averaging in the market with your hardworking money from work, and you barely don't even have savings anymore. This is why I'm bringing this out to you guys, that if you're way too overly invested in the market, learn to get out. Just learn to get out, or you're going to lose it all. Okay, this is some serious stuff, and you can see from my tone, even though I've already got out like way up here, okay, most of my holding, and personally am actually hoping for this to go lower because of my personal strategy to buy back lower. But that doesn't mean you hold up here. Okay, we broke some major, look at this, we broke some major levels, and we're having lower highs. So we had a lower high from the previous all-time high, and now we're having lower highs on lower highs. We have a lower high right here, lower high right here, a lower high right here. And we made a lower low here, but we haven't made another lower low. But as soon as BTC breaks under 41,000, we're going to tank, all right? Just wanted you guys to be aware of the current situation. And I hope that you appreciate that I take my time to come here and bring this information to you while everyone else is giving you false hope and false moon mission calls. Don't fall for it. I actually care that you guys save your capital. And in return, the only thing I ask is that you like this video, share it somewhere. I don't care, somewhere. And get some more traction, because this space needs some more real people to give some better TAs. Because honestly, the fact that all these traders and all these YouTubers are not telling you what I'm telling you makes me really question their knowledge. It truly makes me really question their knowledge, because this is clearly a trap. Any common sense trader would know this is a trap. All right, guys, that's all I have for you guys today. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody's staying safe, and most importantly, future proof.